It's flat and it has pancakes. But it's really windy, so pick your poison. It is March, which means it is my favourite time of year. Possibility and potential and spending lots of money on ferry bookings. This is the time of year when I get very excited about what I'm going to do in the summer and where I'm going to cycle. I live in the UK, as I know that lots of you do, and one of the distinguishing features of the United Kingdom is that it is an island, and there's plenty of beautiful, majestic cycling that you can do here domestically, especially if you go north to Scotland or to Wales or I don't know. But Scotland to me is like 600 miles away. It's France is there, like it's just there. Also, France has boulangerie and croissant and literally every single delicious kind of pastry you could possibly imagine. So why wouldn't you go there? But this is an equal opportunities video, so I'm going to go through not just the ferries to France, but the ferries everywhere around the UK that will take you off this lovely, charming little island and to other places. Most years I will catch a ferry to northern France and go cycle touring for a week or 10 days, that kind of thing. You can find the videos in the description, I suppose, because there's more than one, so that would be helpful, including how I take bikes on ferries and where I go, what routes I do, things like that. But this video is specifically all the ferry routes that will get you off the island. So I'm going to start with France. In the southwest of the UK, you can take a ferry from Plymouth to Roscoff. Roscoff is it's out on a little peninsula and it's in Brittany, so it's quite far northwest in France, as you would imagine. It is literally due south of Portsmouth, and it is the best place to take a ferry to if you want to cycle either down the west coast of France or just around Brittany. It is so beautiful around there and it's so quiet. There are incredibly huge, beautiful beaches every 5 seconds, and it's just a joy. Then there's quite a big distance between Plymouth and the next ferry port that will take you to France, which is Poole. And Poole is a great place to go from because you can go to lots of different places from there. You can go to the Channel Islands and you can go to Cherbourg and Saint-Malo. Wow, my memory is short. So if you want to go to Brittany or Normandy, Poole is another good option. It's also quite central in the south coast of the UK, so it's maybe a little easier to reach from multiple places. Not far along the coast to the east of Poole is Portsmouth, which is one of the UK's biggest military ports, which is kind of interesting if you want to see warships, which obviously are in long-term repair. Portsmouth is the port in the UK that has the most ferry routes going to France from it. So you can go to Cherbourg, you can go to Caen, and you can go to Le Havre from there, which is quite a nice distance between them because that means, wait, can you also go to Saint-Malo? I'm sure you can go to Saint-Malo. You can. You can go Portsmouth, Saint-Malo too. So that is a lot of places. So Portsmouth, Saint-Malo, Portsmouth, Cherbourg, Portsmouth, Caen, Westerham, and then Portsmouth, Le Havre. So that's great. I did that 2 years ago because I wanted to do a linear cycle ride. I love a loop, don't get me wrong, but sometimes it's exciting to do a linear cycle ride. And that is perfect from Portsmouth because you can go to Portsmouth, from Portsmouth to Saint-Malo or Cherbourg, and then cycle east and then take a ferry back from, say, Le Havre or something, back to Portsmouth. Now, a little bit further east from Portsmouth is Newhaven, which goes to Dieppe in northeastern France. Never done that route, know nothing about it, but it's not that far. So that if you live more in the east and you don't want to go all the way to Dover, which is fair, then Newhaven could be another option, especially if you're coming down from London, that kind of way. And then proper east, you can go to Dover and then go to Calais, or you can go to Dunkirk from there. If you hate being at sea, that's the route you want to take, I'm gonna say, because it's really quick. It's like 20 miles, people swim it, it's fine. Ferries from there also tend to be cheaper and they go all the time. Like there are so many sailings a day, whereas in some of the other ports, especially Plymouth, Roscoff, there's not a ferry every single day. If you want to go to the Channel Islands on your way to France, or just the Channel Islands, personally, I cycled around Jersey last year and it was amazing. I did it in one day, highly recommend. You can go to Guernsey and Jersey pretty easily on the ferry, and then you can carry on to France or you can come back to the UK. The other islands are definitely possible to get to on like inter-Channel Island ferries, but from the mainlands, I think you can probably only go to Guernsey and Jersey. So if you want to go to France cycle touring, those are your escape routes. Okay, moving swiftly on to Spain. You have two options. You can go from Plymouth to Santander, or maybe Bilbao, one of the two. They're basically next to each other, Plymouth to Santander. Or you can go from Portsmouth to Bilbao or Santander. If you are going from the UK to Spain, you're in for a long ferry ride. We're talking like 30 hours on the ferry. Pros are that you can go to Spain without having to fly, which is great for lots of reasons. Especially if you have a bike, but also it opens up options for you to cycle back through France. So taking a ferry to Spain allows you to do a linear long distance route quite easily and get back to France, get back to the UK. Or obviously you can take a ferry to Spain and then cycle around Galicia, Asturias, the incredible mountainous terrain that's up in northwest Spain. Absolutely magical. Also, you get to cross the Bay of Biscay, which if you don't mind chaotic seas. I mean, you're on a giant ferry, but it's beautiful. There are dolphins, like the Tenerife out there. It is just an extraordinary sailing voyage to do. It's open ocean. But if you hate ferries and you get really seasick, maybe not so much of a good route for you, because it's 30 plus hours on a giant, potentially rolling ferry in one of the most exposed bays in Western Europe. But you've got options. So you can do that from Portsmouth or you can do that from Plymouth. Boom, right. That's Spain. Now we're going to move on to the Netherlands. The Netherlands is a great place to cycle because it's flat and it has pancakes. But it's really windy. So pick your poison. You can take the Stena line. The others are mainly Brittany Ferries, Brittany and P&O. But you can take the Stena line from Harwich to the Hook of Holland, which, like, it doesn't really matter where you end up in the Netherlands because it's small and it's flat and it's absolutely made for cycling. So wherever you go there, you can go anywhere else there, also in just like a day or two. So Harwich to Hook of Holland, Rotterdam, that kind of area. Or you can go from Hull or Newcastle in the north to Hull, you can go to Rotterdam, and Newcastle, you can go to Amsterdam. Again, it doesn't really matter which one you want to go to if you want to go cycle touring in the Netherlands, because like realistically, they're quite close together and it's flat and there are cycle paths everywhere. It's beautiful. When I was little, I cycled along the coast of the Netherlands and it was incredible. It's so beautiful. But yeah, again, windy. So we've got France, we've got Spain, we've got the Netherlands. Let's go to Belgium. You cannot get a ferry from the UK to Belgium, but that doesn't really matter because you can get a ferry from Dover to Dunkirk, which is a mere biscuit's toss to the Belgian border. So that's a really easy way to do it. Or obviously you can go, if you're in the Midlands or the east of England or the north, you can get a ferry to Rotterdam or Amsterdam and then cycle south down to Belgium. Belgium is really easy to get to. Dunkirk is the closest. Also Calais is quite close. So let's say you don't want to go to the mainland. Instead, you want to go to another island. Ireland. From the UK, you can go from Pembroke, which is a beautiful place in and of itself. Pembroke Dock, is it called? Pembroke Dock in southwest Wales, or Fishguard, which is not very far north of that. They will both... there's birds on the bird table. They will both take you to Rosslare in the south of Ireland. You can also go from Holyhead on Anglesey, and that will take you to Dublin. So if you want to go to the capital of Ireland, that's where you can go. I suppose if you really wanted to do a big loop, then you could go from South Wales to Southern Ireland and then cycle up and then come back from Dublin and then cycle back down. That would be quite fun. Maybe I'll do that one day. So that is how you get off this lovely, majestic island nation to other European countries. This is a really good time to start thinking about it and start booking, because especially with Brittany Ferries, probably the others because incentives, but Brittany Ferries definitely do early bird tickets, which are, you know, a good deal cheaper sometimes. Also, if you're taking any overnight ferries, cabins are at a premium. I've just booked my ferries for this June and I'm extremely excited, and I'll tell you more about that another time. I looked at one ferry and the overnight cabins on the return were already completely sold out, and that is annoying. It depends on how busy the ferry is if you want a cabin at all, because I know a lot of people want to save the money. It's like £100, maybe more than that sometimes. Some people want to save the money and then they just go to sleep in the chairs, or they just find a quiet place on the ferry. You can do that. I wouldn't recommend doing that in the summer holidays because you're asking for trouble. It's just going to be uncomfortable and busy and loud. It's just uncomfortable. I don't like it. I want the privacy of a cabin. So if you like the privacy of a cabin and you're willing to pay the money for it, which I am, because there is, like, it's priceless, frankly. Being able to have a decent night's sleep in a bed of marginal quality, but where you can just relax, you don't have to think about people walking past. That's just weird. Book early. That's what I'm trying to say. Book early, because they will sell out, and then you'll be forced to have like the Commodore's cabin, and it'll be like £800. So book early, book now. I am going back to France this year because I love it. I'm especially excited for this because I have never done this route or anything like it before. I've been to Brittany a few times and Normandy, and obviously when I was younger I've cycled extensively through France, but I've never done this specific route, and it's quite a popular one, I imagine. Haven't done much research. There's an official cycle route, but I'm sort of like marginally following it. It's going to be good. I'm excited. Let me know in the comments where you're going to go this year on your bike. If you're going to go cycle touring and you're taking a ferry from the UK, please give us the details, because it's so interesting to see how other people go cycle touring, bikepacking, whatever you want to call it. I am really excited. Also, I found some campsites which have more of those like hiking cabins that I've spoken about before, and these ones are like hiking cabins on speed. Like, they look amazing. I'm so excited. So I'm gonna stop rambling now. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one. It's gonna be a ride. It's gonna be sunny. Maybe.